absolute risk is, the real risk of something happening. And I can use certain calculators and plug in certain numbers, and I can give a person your absolute risk of developing heart disease, let's say over the next 10 years. When I propose a treatment to you, I'm then able to tell you the risk reduction that we can expect associated with that treatment. The most important number to understand is the absolute risk reduction. So if I tell you that over the next 10 years, you have a 4% absolute risk of developing heart disease, and that by doing a certain intervention, again, it could be lifestyle, it could be medications, it could be something else, I reduce your risk to 2% over the next 10 years. The relative risk reduction, however, is basically the change in risk as a sort of percent of your starting risk. The original risk is 50%. Now you can imagine that if I am trying to promote my treatment to you, 50% reduction in risk sounds a lot more impressive than a 2% reduction in risk. You'll oftentimes see the relative risk reduction used in, advertising in particular. Ask them, is that an absolute risk reduction or is that a relative risk reduction? It's the number of people that need to be treated for one person to see a benefit from that treatment. 100 people who have the same risk to start with, the absolute risk of developing heart disease over the next 10 years for that group of people is 4%. 2 out of those 100 people actually benefited from the treatment, or 1 out of 50, got benefit from that treatment. And that's our number needed to treat. We needed to treat 50 people to get one person to get benefit from that treatment. I think that is the best statistic for people to understand about any treatment they are considering. And unfortunately, it doesn't get used a lot because I think it would make it more apparent that a lot of these treatments aren't as effective as we are led to believe.